What's up, guys? It's Gary with Fresh from the Farm Fungi. I'm here in Denver, Colorado, and today I wanted to talk about the differences between using 5-pound blocks or grow bags and 10-pound blocks. So these are both from unicorn bags. I get the biodegradable ones from Myers Mushrooms, and they both are chestnut mushrooms that were colonized on 2/4, so that was about 12 days ago, and they're both almost ready to go in. So as far as the difference in colonization rate, I don't really see that big of a difference. So I used just twice as much spawn. This was a pint, and then this one was 2 pints, and they both colonized relatively the same. So one of the reasons why I've always used the 5-pound bags is just because of space issues. So recently over the winter, I reorganized some things and made some upgrades, and now I'm going to be exploring 10-pound blocks. So right off the bat, the 5 pounds are a lot easier to work with. So, prepared to get a little bit of a bigger cart or a bigger rack if you're going to be scaling up to the 10-pound bags. But there are some pros and cons. Bigger isn't always better in mycology. So one of the drawbacks of using these larger bags is that it's going to require a lot more sterilization time. So when I was using the 5-pound bags, I could get away with 2-hour, 90-minute sterilization cycles because the volume was a lot smaller. So it's just physics that as you scale up your substrate volume, you're going to require longer sterilization times. So the reason for that is that the center of that bag is going to take a lot longer to heat up. So my experience so far is I had to double my sterilization time as my volume increased. I don't know if that linear relationship continues as you use larger and larger substrates, but that's just my first trial runs, what I've observed. So that being said, as far as the yields go, I'm not noticing too much of a difference. It's not an exponential relationship from using a 5-pound bag to a 10-pound bag. However, there are some advantages as well. So instead of preparing 20 smaller 5-pound bags, I only have to prepare 10 10-pound bags to produce the same volume. So it's less mixing, it's less risk for contamination because you're not opening and closing that many bags, and it requires less risk for fomites as well. So you're only using maybe 1 larger jar compared to 2 smaller jars of spawn for the same volume, but that also limits the variety that you can grow. So here on my farm, I'm growing 12 to 13 different varieties at once, and that requires a lot smaller volumes so I can maintain the different varieties of mushrooms. But as I expand, I'm going to be exploring using these 10-pound bags just because it will save time on all those inoculations. So I like to tell people that growing mushrooms is definitely an equation of scale. So as you start off small, maybe you don't want to use the 10-pound bags right away, but then as your demand grows, it might make sense to switch over. So I hope that makes sense. I prefer, both bags, and maybe for some of the species that are, in high demand, I'll switch over to the 10-pound bags, but I prefer to run shorter sterilization cycles over longer ones, and I just like having variety. So I hope that makes sense. Comment below if you have any more suggestions or questions about the differences between using a 10-pound and a 12-pound block, or a 10-pound and a 5-pound, I mean. So you can definitely squeeze in some more substrates. It's just gonna limit the air exchange, but for these chestnut mushrooms, it shouldn't be a big deal. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy our video. subscribe if you're looking forward to more videos like these. Check out our Etsy, Fresh Fungi. We've got these chestnut mushrooms as well as all of our other liquid cultures up there. And we've got 5 more dates left for our cultivation class in person with Mushroom Cult. So check out mushroomcult.net/events. We have really limited space left, but we're trying to fill up the rest of those seats. And then I'm going to be starting a brand new project of gardening with fungi. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm waiting for the materials to come in. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as soon as the snow starts to melt outside. But until next time, much love.